Barbie is launching its first doll with type 1 diabetes, Mattel announces. Blau also was looking for students to do the brag bunch with after her songs went well. I mentioned you. Yeah. Listen, I learned something from watching recent Pirate Software streams, which is that you should brigade people. So yeah, go brigade the tweet and tag me in it, and maybe Austin will take me. Like I said, chat, that's a case of like, he's obviously wants to take, the clouded people, right? But I have really strong twink to clout ratio, so I might anyways, so chat, this is the tea today. This blew up. This was posted last night, and this went like super fucking viral. Hey Blau, I love watching you. I miss more videos of Sykkuno and Ellen playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know if they play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. I still play every now and then. I'm actually kind of getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe I should go get some more creators to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Honestly, I feel like Ryan would really like it. All right, so this went viral. All right, so a couple things are funny about this. Barbie is launching its first doll with type 1 diabetes. Okay, and all it is, I think she has also like a phone with like her glucometer in her bag, or like with like, but all it is, actually pretty accurate. Okay, so this is a standard 2-piece pump. Okay, it's a tube pump. I use a tubeless pump. Standard pump, 130. Okay, she's got good blood. She's in a good range right now. Nice, good job. And then they have this is like standard continuous glucose monitor patch. She's got a cute heart one. I want to know where I can buy that. So my thought on this, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Hey, if I'm a girl with type 1 diabetes, like this is pretty sick. Okay, cool. Also, it's like, it's not really like that crazy of a departure from Barbie. Like, let's be honest. It's a Barbie with like 2 little accessories that just make it type 1 diabetic. It's really not that crazy. Holy shit. Do people with diabetes type 1 really look like that? Okay. In Beta Plux's defense, I don't think people with type 1 diabetes look like a plastic doll, usually. Anyways, why won't it also be 250 pounds? I need to like understand these people's profiles. Bow-tied full stack, link in bio, or NGMI, staff software engineer, Canadian correspondent. Ready to set fire your dev team? Hire 10x coders at Deca Labs XYZ instead. Ship fast or quality. Get both. This is, I swear to God, this is like the most generic, like, tech bro. Like what the what am I looking at? This guy 100% comments underneath posts saying, Grok, is that true? We'll get to Grok later. I think it might be a bot. Do people with type 1 diabetes really look? All right, let's look at Beta Plux. What? Made in Internet. Member Wolves DAO. The premier private gaming community building an AI. Okay, okay. It's just Play Gigaverse, an epic online RPG built by Abstract Chain. Yeah, okay. Just Jesus Christ. Do you measure your GMI often? What is GMI? Oh, like my hemoglobin A1C? She needs an additional 30 kilograms, says The Date Tokyo. Adventures in search of new experiences and meaningful connections in Tokyo. I love exploring the city, trying new things, and discovering hidden places. What the fuck? Why is The Date Tokyo going? So are they calling it a disability? Okay. Yes. It's a disability. The fuck? I will say this, though. like I want to be very clear. Like, there's a really controversial. I have a really controversial take about diabetes and other illnesses, especially when it comes to mental illnesses. Um, is basically this, right? Like diabetes is a hormone, like at its core is a hormone imbalance, right? If I could cure my diabetes, I'd do it like that. I'd snap my finger, be cured of it. It's not an identity. It's only an identity for me because I can't fucking cure it. If I could cure that shit, I'd cure it. I think there's a lot of people who kind of tie their disability to an identity, which is fine. I think that's fine. But I don't think we should shame people if at the snap of a fingers they could cure or reverse whatever that is, you know? I finally figured it out. Every time I hear Grok, I get it confused with Kronk from the Emperor's New Groove. Pull the lever, Grok. Exactly, right? Trip Trop Drop says retarded to the extreme. Okay. Of course, Trip Trop Drop says retarded. They also retweeted based on crime data, e.g., FBI stats showing Black Americans account for 50%. Wonderful, wonderful. Love that. Love that. They also like you can just look at like what like I love scrolling and seeing these people's programs. You said a slur. I mean, I'm reading it out from their comment, you know. Sorry, my bad. Should make it obese so kids actually learn the lesson. Says Swedish House Mob, Goku profile on their comeback arc. Okay. What is bonk? Okay, so there are crypto breaking bonk flips at pump.fun market share. Okay, so there are crypto bro voted for bonk on the Soulflare quest for who reps Solana the best. So like, what in the fuck am I reading? Not expecting much from the ES drop as I was late to the party December 24th and didn't do the turbo tap shit. Hope the reward legit interactions with the chain though. Pools I'm in on Invariant Labs for being earning some. Listen, I'm gonna be so honest, man. I'm gonna be so honest. I would rather my kid have diabetes than be addicted to fucking cryptocurrency. I would listen. People do that one thing where they're like, it's got fucked up, but there's like that whole thing. We're like, oh, do you want a gay son or a thought daughter? Fuck that. My new thing is crypto bro or diabetic kid. I'd rather have a diabetic kid than a crypto bro. Holy shit, dude. But why though? Asks Joel Varela. Christian, husband to a beautiful. I'm sorry. I just love these bro. Christian, husband to a beautiful wife, father, patriot, U.S. Navy veteran. There's no growth in your comfort zone. Christian, first and foremost. I remember when Jesus said, "Come give me your strong and able-bodied and no one with disabilities, because I only fuck with the strongest of mankind." I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is a famous quote from the Bible where Jesus was all about the fucking best. He didn't fuck with anyone that wasn't the best of the best, the elite of the elite. Everyone knows that. Oh, cool. A doll with a pump, because kids really care about that instead of, I don't know, having fun. But it's the same. Listen, it's the same thing. It's just a doll with an insulin pump. It's not that deep. Oh, people also in the comments got really confused about they going to do a fat Barbie with type 2 as well. Ask Perplexity, is this even attractive for the new gen? Why the fuck would a child's toy have to be attractive to the child? Like, what in the fuck? Well, how about those of us with type 2? Holy shit. Okay, now that's actually this is a good comment. Will she have insurance? Okay. Like, I think it'd be really funny. Now, Mattel could cook with this, right? You sell this for like $80, but they have to then subscribe to Amazon Pharmacy exclusively for their pump refills. I shit you not, chat. My diabetes pump this is something I haven't really talked about on stream much, or I haven't really explained, but it's a really interesting concept that goes along the lines of cyber feudalism, also known as techno feudalism. But the idea basically being that we'll eventually belong to a feudal lord that is a corporation that owns basically everything for us. So imagine, chat, we're in the world 2050, right? And I wake up in my Amazon enclave, in my Amazon Prime house, right? I get my groceries delivered by Amazon, already happens. My packages delivered by them, already happens. And I get my exclusive Omnipod insulin pump delivered by Amazon. That already exists, by the way. It's like PlayStation exclusives and Xbox exclusives. I shit you not, but for insulin pumps. Like, Amazon actually has an exclusive deal for the insulin pump I use. Anyways, and then we're like, Amazon has a special corporate partnership with Lockheed Martin, and Lockheed Martin provides my neighborhood drone security. That'll be great. Anyways, I think it'd be really funny if, like, yeah, it's like an $80 Barbie, but then you have to pay for the insulin subscription. That'd be awesome. All right, let's see what else. Too much inclusivity. No thanks. I got a Barbie because it's rare, not because it's a fatty with diabetes. Okay, Rogers, what? I don't even know what their profile is. Okay. But she's not fat. How did people with type 2 diabetes live in 1800? They just die, or was diabetes not invented yet? Chat, do we want the hot takes on diabetes today? I mean, the reality is not many, like, type 2 diabetes probably wasn't nearly as prevalent in the 1800s. Listen, at the end of the day, type 2 like, yeah, I just have to understand, type 1 and type 2 diabetes are just fundamentally different diseases. Okay? Hold on. Let me bring out the paint. To be fair, I feel bad that the type 2 diabetics are catching heat here. Chat, all of you guys know someone with type 2 diabetes. It's extremely common. Even outside the US, is extremely common. Okay, so here's the thing. This is T1. And the reason why they're both types of diabetes is because they affect the same system. So it's like at the end of the day, you get the same effect, which is high blood sugar. T1, greatest org, true. High blood sugar, okay? So this is what happens and why they're named the same thing, okay? So we're going to actually start backwards to explain them to you guys, okay? So when they first sort of discovered diabetes, right, all they saw is the same symptom, high blood sugar, and that's it. At the end of the day, a type 1 diabetic and a type 2 diabetic will have the same effect. Now, what's funny is a type 1 diabetic has this way more extreme, typically. Extremely, like, they are typically way more extreme And these are like maybe only one. Okay. Now, why is that? Why is that? Let's go back. Type 1 diabetics have no insulin. That's why. Literally no insulin. Now, why do type 2 diabetics have their high blood sugars? They have something called insulin resistance, okay? Insulin resistance. Now, yeah, it's broken versus busted insulin, okay? Now, here's the reality. Type 2 diabetes is extremely common. It is common in people for a number of reasons. It literally can be a genetic thing. So type 2 can occur for these reasons. Genetic. It can be a genetic thing that causes you to just have insulin resistance. Genetic. Trauma. If you go through a car accident and your body gets put in a coma, you will often develop acute type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. Another cause is actually pregnancy. People call it gestational diabetes. It's the same thing. It's literally type 2. Pregnancy. Now, and this is where it gets controversial. A lot of it does have to do with lifestyle and diet. A lot of it has, like, all of these things then contribute to lifestyle and diet. And this is why when they talk about the United States having such high incidences of it, it is like we can't shy around that. A lot of it does come down to lifestyle and diet in the United States. Granted, things like genetic things predispose you to this, pregnancy or trauma. Oh, age is another thing. If you live old enough, you'll eventually develop it. Yeah, so it's usually, but that's the thing is it's usually a mix of all of these, okay? There are people who have horrible diets, horrible lifestyle, don't exercise, who can be very overweight, who will not develop type 2 diabetes. We don't know why. Sometimes they just don't, like their body just, I don't know, is able to keep churning out insulin, whatever. But you know, I think here's the thing that's like, I think a unempathetic view of health concerns assumes that it's only lifestyle and diet. So it's rarely this is a factor, but it's not the only factor. Now, what's funny about type 1 diabetes is it has one factor. It's literally one factor, and it's autoimmune disorder. It's literally completely separate. This is autoimmune. This is what I mean by type 2 diabetes and type 1 diabetes are completely different diseases. Type 1 diabetes is literally an autoimmune disorder. Yeah. It's literally, it's just different. And this is it's a genetic thing. There is nothing you do like, and this is why it's typically called like childhood diabetes, because kids will get it before they even have time to develop a fucking diet. Also of diabetes, like this one, I think, what is it actually? Hold on. What percent of diabetes is type 1 versus type 2? Wow. Yeah, it's a big, it's 95.5. So this one's like 5%. And this one is 95%. So when people talk about like, and here's the thing, when people talk about like the diabetes epidemic or diabetes is on the rise, They are talking about this one, not this one. Gestational diabetes, it tends to go away after pregnancy, but it does increase the chance of developing type 2. Sorry, I had to point out that detail. I learned this last semester in our mother and newborn class. Breachu, yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Like, yes, I'm more saying that, like, I do think it is literally a, like, what they call it. Like, at the end of the day, gestational diabetes is it's insulin resistance. It is the same kind of thing, right? Oh yeah, animals can be diabetic as well. Can you live with type 2 diabetes with a good diet and no insulin? Here's another thing. Again, controversial, but it has to be curable. Curable. As in reversible. This is true. Now, this is not true for everyone. Type 2 diabetes is curable. You can reverse it, basically. You know. So just as these, if we look at all the factors that contribute to type 2, some of these factors can be changed, right? Well, we can't change your genetic predisposition to it. You know, you're pregnant, but eventually you're not pregnant. With trauma, you can recover from the trauma. And with age, we all age, but you can do things to decrease the effective age in your body. But the biggest one is lifestyle and diet. So if you take a type 2 diabetic, not all of them, by the way, not all of them can reverse it. I'm saying it can be reversible. But a lot of type 2 diabetics can go on extremely strict diets. And even if they don't fully cure or reverse it, they make it way less severe. They can make it way less severe so that this only, goes up. Their high blood sugar is only up a little bit. Type 1 diabetes, no cure. No cure. You are stuck with it. You have no insulin. Congratulations. That's just the way it works. So this is to explain the difference between the two. Like Working Class Hero said, correct. My diet is good enough that I don't need insulin, but I still have type 2. And what can happen, Working Class Hero, for a lot of type 2s is if they're on a diet long enough, so that their own body can provide enough insulin that they don't need insulin. Sometimes they can go on a diet long enough that not only will they not need insulin, but their body will actually regain its insulin sensitivity. Because again, this is just insulin resistance. This is just your body is, not sensitive to the insulin that you produce or that you inject into yourself. Whereas type 1 is just you don't make your immune system destroyed all the cells that create. So the reality is these are very, very different diseases that that have the same they have a similar symptom. And that's why they're classified as type 1 and type 2, when the reality is they're actually just very different diseases. But I want to be clear. That doesn't mean that we just get that's what I'm saying. I think it's really unempathetic to then just shit talk the type 2 diabetics and be like, oh, well, they're all fat and all that. It's like, well, no, that's not actually necessarily the case. Anyways. Imagine you have a young child who has learned they have type 1 diabetes. Maybe they're scared having something that they love, have the same thing, may help them cope. Stop trying to impose how you were raised as a child on this young. Yeah, okay, insulin sold separately. That's a pretty good comment. I like that one. Oh my God, Queen. Yeah, Queen. Me reading this comment section, seeing how many fully grown adults are upset about a Barbie. Yeah, agreed. I mean, some of these comments also speak about the crazy how a doll is getting an insulin pump before I am waiting 5 years for one. Now with prosthetic leg Barbie? I mean, that's kind of sick. No? I mean, that's kind of awesome. Listen, chat, I'm just saying if I ever lost a limb, you can bet I would just empty my bank account creating the fucking coolest cyborg limb that also integrates into my blood sugar and diet, like blood sugar readings, and has like a fucking readout display, and I would go full cyborg 100%. Genuine question, is it considered a disability because it's a long-term disease, or just a disease like high blood pressure, etc.? I don't know how they classify type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is considered a straight up disability because it's a full-on autoimmune disorder. This is kind of fucked up, chat, but if I want, I can actually get a handicapped parking thing. I have like, listen, I'm a big proponent of, if you're, play the cards that you're dealt. That's a card I don't think I want to play. I feel like people would get mad at me. Having been born with diabetes, this would have made the little girl in me so happy to see my condition being represented back then. I'm all for this inclusive. I just don't really think it's like that crazy. Like the other thing, it's just not that crazy, bro. It's just a Barbie with an insulin pump and a CGM. Anyways, I responded to this guy. What's up? Damn. Chat, come November, I'm going to post just the most diabolical thirst traps, and no one's going to be able to make fun of me because I'm going to say I'm doing it for Diabetes Awareness Month. What did someone say? Oh, but what the fuck? At least 62% of type 1s are considered overweight or obese. Cool, you're in shape. Don't ignore the others. What? Is that true? Grok, is that true? Let's ask ChatGPT. I'll just say, what percent of type 1 diabetics are overweight? Wow, that's crazy. Approximately 62% of adults with type 1 diabetes in the US are affected by overweight or obesity. This is nearly the same rate as those without diabetes. Holy fucking shit, this guy's dumb. Oh shit. Got you, champ. So just a normal US citizen. So, okay. Steve is talking about not responding you about hanging out right now. You should flame him. I should. Yeah, so basically normal weight. Cool. Love it. Anyways, chat, so this is me responding with a thirst trap to a Barbie diabetes post. There's a Barbie with type 1 diabetes. I think it's kind of cool. Type 1 diabetes is like, for instance, type 2 diabetics don't, it's very rare they will give an insulin pump to a type 2 diabetic. Type 2 diabetes rarely need this kind of like combination of but like type 1 diabetics should all have that. Someone asks, can it kill you? Yes. Okay, wait, Discord, hold on. What fucking Discord am I supposed to be in? Hold on. Can you at me Blau quit GTA roleplay. Sagittarian. Yeah, after the incident, I had to quit. Chat, I don't know if you guys know this. I did quit GTA roleplay after the incident. I'll be addressing it on my next stream. Speaking of, chat, my next stream is going to be tomorrow. We're doing Toes Day in GTA roleplay with Kyle, and then Mickey is going to be moderating the mayoral debate in NoPixel tomorrow at noon PST. And during that stream, I will address the incident, which is why I no longer play GTA roleplay. Where the fuck am I?
It's Myung, Elam, Foolish, Giga, and Saikuno.
Oh, that's a sweat lobby.
Giga.
Hey.
Well.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Blau.
What a big dog.
If it isn't Blau, see.
That's right. I got, let's see, for my, you like that?
I do. Blau, see.
Well, what's up, guys? I've traveled far and wide. I haven't spoken to many of you in years even, and I've come bearing incredible news from my travels.
Okay, what's the news?
There's a diabetic Barbie.
What?
No.
No way, no way. That's a good way. No, that's a good thing, guys. It's okay. We like that.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Okay.
Oh, it's just a Barbie that has type 1 diabetes.
Why would
How
they
do
do
you
this?
visually see that?
Representation, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's literally just a yeah, it's just a
Does
Barbie.
she have an a pen? One of the things.
She has an insulin pump.
Inject-
It's
insulin?
literally it
Yeah,
literally
she
just
has
looks.
her insulin.
It's literally just a Barbie with an insulin pump. It's kind of.
Do she hit the pendulum though?
Okay, guys, I gotta
Well,
go.
I don't know about that.
Babe.